Welcome to Real Talk for Real Life, where we are realizing everyone is always learning and living your full experience. I'm your host, Coach C, and this is a Real Talk special edition, The Audacity to Attack. Listen, the Nolan Wells case has brought about a whole lot of noise, nonsense, and narratives. But let me say this clearly. The questions surrounding Nolan's death did not begin because his mother hired a high profile attorney. They did not begin because social media started speaking up. And they did not begin because people decided to make accusations without evidence. The questions began because the story surrounding Nolan Wells' death did not make sense. And unfortunately, Mississippi has yet to make it make sense. Somehow, instead of producing answers, providing transparency, and completing a thorough investigation, it appears that far too many people have gone on the offense because a grieving mother dared to ask one painfully simple question: what happened to my son? And because she refuses to stop asking, they have demonstrated the audacity to attack. They are attacking her character. They are attacking her career. They are attacking her credibility. And some have even attacked the character of her deceased child, as if Nolan is not somebody's son, somebody's brother, somebody's friend, and somebody whose life mattered. Yes, y'all, Earth is ghetto because some of the people participating in these attacks are women. Some of them are mothers. Somebody once carried them, cared for them, and cried over them. Yet they have somehow found the courage to criticize another mother for refusing to quietly accept a questionable explanation concerning the death of her child. That is not just concerning, that is scary. Nolan reportedly went missing and was later found dead in Ocean Springs, Mississippi, after being out with three affluent white friends. And before there appeared to be any complete investigation, the first public message from the town sheriff was that this appeared to be a drowning and that there was no suspicion of foul play. Now, hear me carefully. Nobody said there was foul play. The question is, how could anyone be so certain that there wasn't foul play before completing a full investigation? How do you reach the resolution before reviewing all the information? How do you announce the answer before asking all the questions? How do you decide the destination before thoroughly examining the direction? That is what people are questioning. And questioning the investigation is not the same as accusing someone of committing a crime. Requesting transparency is not spreading a conspiracy. Demanding due diligence is not demanding a predetermined conclusion. It is asking law enforcement to follow the facts wherever the facts lead. But apparently, some people believe Christine Wells Wansley should accept what she has been told as the truth, stop asking questions, stop seeking answers, and sit down. Well, miss me with all that, Mississippi, and miss me with the malicious mob mentality. Because if my son disappeared and later turned up dead under circumstances that left me with unanswered questions, I would hire every damn attorney, investigator, expert, and advocate I could find. And yes, if my black son turned up missing and was later found dead after being with affluent white young men, and officials appeared ready to call it an accidental drowning before a complete investigation, I might seek the assistance of a civil rights attorney too. That does not mean I am accusing anybody of murder. It means history has taught Black mothers that sometimes we need help making sure our children receive the attention, protection, and investigation that they deserve. Christine Wells Wansley retained a high profile civil rights attorney after her son went missing and was found dead, not before. So, why is securing legal representation being treated like an act of aggression? Why is a mother's pursuit of information being portrayed as persecution? Why has the focus shifted from discovering what happened to Nolan to discrediting the woman who gave birth to him? That is the audacity to attack a mother instead of addressing the matter, the audacity to scrutinize her career instead of scrutinizing the circumstances, the audacity to dissect Nolan's character instead of dissecting the timeline, the audacity to demand her silence while offering her no satisfying answers. Then the three young men who reportedly with Nolan appeared in an interview on a former law enforcement officer's show. And during that interview, one of the sentiments expressed was that if Nolan's mother had not shared the photograph of them, they would not be in this position. First of all, how disrespectful. Second of all, if that were the last known photograph showing what my missing son was wearing and who he was last seen with, I would have shared it too. Most mothers would. When your child is missing, you are not thinking about protecting everybody's comfort. You are thinking about finding your child. And yes, we are going directly to the internet because information travels across social media faster than it travels through individual phone calls. That photograph could have helped somebody recognize Nolan. It could have helped establish a timeline. It could have helped bring somebody's baby home. The tragedy is not that his mother shared a photograph while searching for him. The tragedy is that the next major update was that this young Black man had been found dead. So, no, the concern surrounding this case was not created by a photograph. The concern was created by the circumstances. The questions were created by the inconsistencies. The attention was created by the absence of adequate answers. And the amplification was created because a mother's grief was met with what felt like a rush toward a conclusion. You cannot be angry with the public for discussing what the public was able to see. You cannot blame Nolan's mother because people noticed the details surrounding her son's disappearance. And you cannot bully a grieving woman into abandoning her search for answers simply because those questions make other people uncomfortable. Listen, let me say something else. Advocating for Nolan does not require threatening, harassing, or falsely accusing anyone. We do not need manufactured evidence. We do not need reckless rumors. And we do not need to decide guilt or innocence on social media. What we need is truth. What we need is transparency. What we need is a complete, competent, and credible investigation. Because asking what happened to Nolan Wells is not an attack. It is a necessary question. And if the official conclusion is accurate, then a thorough investigation should support it. The evidence should support it. The timeline should support it. The toxicology and autopsy findings should support it. The witness statements should support it. The complete record should support it. Truth does not need intimidation to protect it. Truth does not need character assassination to carry it. Truth can withstand questions. So stop trying to silence a mother by scrutinizing her life. Stop trying to erase the questions by attacking her child. Stop confusing accountability with accusation. And stop acting as though demanding answers is more offensive than the absence of those answers. Because Christine Wells Wansley should not have to be a perfect woman to deserve answers about her son. Nolan should not have to be a perfect young man for his death to receive a complete investigation. Justice is not reserved for perfect people. Dignity is not reserved for perfect families. And the truth should not depend upon somebody's money, race, reputation, relationships, or zip code. We are not asking Mississippi to manufacture a crime. We are asking Mississippi to thoroughly investigate a death. We are not demanding a specific conclusion. We are demanding a credible process. We are not saying we already know what happened. We are asking the question that has remained at the center of this case from the very beginning. What happened to Nolan Wells? And until the credible evidence provides that answer, you damn right we are going to continue amplifying his mother's question, not because we want division, not because we want destruction, not because we have decided anybody's guilt, but because Nolan's life deserves diligence. His mother deserves dignity, and this investigation deserves daylight. Here's your fearless homework. Your fearless homework this week is to examine how you respond when somebody else's pain makes you uncomfortable. Do you search for truth or search for reasons to silence them? Do you extend compassion or participate in character assassination? Do you examine the facts or simply defend the familiar? Before you share a claim, verify it. Before you attack a grieving family, remember their humanity. And when legitimate questions remain unanswered, use your voice responsibly. Ask for transparency without spreading rumors. Advocate for accountability without manufacturing accusations. Stand for justice without surrendering your integrity. Share Nolan's name. Amplify the central question and remind the world that seeking answers is not an attack. Silencing the person asking them is. This is Coach C, and this has been another special edition of Real Talk for Real Life. Say his name, Nolan Wells. Ask the question, what happened to Nolan Wells? And until the truth meets transparency, we will keep talking because silence may protect comfort, but courage pursues the truth. And always live fearless, keep learning, keep living. This is Real Talk for Real Life. That's L.Y.F.E, where everyone is always learning and living your full experience. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and Facebook at Real Talk for Real Life for more inspiration, merchandise, and motivation between episodes. This is Coach C. I'll see you in the next one.